I was inspired to create Embodied Calm because of my own healing journey. I've found that when I work with survivors, people who've had trauma in their life, they often feel disconnected or betrayed by their bodies. And for me, when I was healing, I'm still healing, but as I healed, I found that gentle, intentional movement gave me this agency in my body. The breath work, the moving in and out, breathing, allowed me to recenter. And I started to trust my body. I started to feel my body, know that my feet are on the floor, feel myself moving, and feel myself again. And it was very powerful. So I wanted to build something that merged this evidence-based trauma care that is embodiment with a sacred practice, sacred in that it is within yourself. A trauma-informed movement class means the person who is facilitating it not only understands there are certain things like you may not want to be touched or you want to have agency in the movement, the freedom to decide whether or not to participate, and giving you that space to make those decisions and feel confident in them in the class with others around you. But it also means that the facilitator understands, and what I feel like is different about this class specifically than a studio with a teacher who's not necessarily trained in trauma the way I am. I understand where in your body trauma is stored up and how moving impacts that, and how stretching, for example, your hips, your shoulders may release some of these traumas. And in our class, you'll have not only the safety and the agency to move or not move, but you'll have someone with you, walking with you, that understands fundamentally how this embodied movement may open up that trauma or that emotion that has been stored there and can help you through that. Breath is so important in trauma healing. It is entirely foundational. Breath is the only function that we control and don't control. We have an option to use our breath to direct ourselves to this nervous system that is inside of us, protecting us, loving us, but also may sometimes feel a little like it's against us. But we can use our breath to rewire and regroup that. When we're experiencing trauma, or maybe we're triggered, our breath will shorten or restrict, or tighten, freeze. And when we reconnect to that, when we ask our bodies to breathe in a way that slows us down, slows our nervous system down, it can bring us out of that survival. It can bring us back into our bodies. So sometimes simply just noticing our breath without even changing it can begin to calm our system. Just notice it. I'm breathing so tight. Oh, I'm taking a deep breath, right? That's embodied us. That's bringing us back into ourselves. Breathwork sometimes can be hard and triggering, and I understand, and I've walked with it. And it's common. And so that's why we don't necessarily start changing it. We start with noticing it. We use cues like, can you feel your belly move? Or maybe we'll place our hand on our heart or our belly and just notice. Where does our breath live right now? Is it in our chest? Have we been able to take a deep enough breath to raise our belly? Right? Just noticing. Just noticing. Some breath has been linked to moments of danger, of control or freeze, right? And that makes it feel hard. It makes it feel really hard. There's no right way to breathe. It's about invitation. It's about an offering. Understanding, feeling where we are right now. And that's okay. Movement is so important when we work with trauma survivors. We know that from research that trauma is stored in the body. And this alters how we move. As we've discussed, it alters how we breathe, or even how we stand and rest. It alters everything physically within us, from top to bottom. So gentle movement helps to reclaim this agency over your body. Like I was saying, for my own healing journey, that breathwork, that movement allowed me to feel agency. It allowed me to feel myself again. And I know that's a weird statement for someone who may not have been traumatized, but for those of us that have, we may understand. I don't feel like I'm in myself. I feel apart. I feel disconnected. And when we move and breathe, we allow ourselves to bring ourselves back in, especially when paired with the ability to consent, the ability to choose this, which is what makes this class a little different, because you have that freedom. That's going to be allowed. You don't have to do it. I will invite you to. And there will be no judgment if you don't. We will begin with small motions. These are safe places to start, right? So small rhythmic movements, neck rolls, shoulder circles, right? This movement gives our body a new language, right? I am not stuck. I can be grounded. I'm allowed to soft. These are gentle, invitational movements back into ourselves. Trauma isn't just a memory. It is a pattern. So when we're traumatized, this pattern of your nervous system shifts. There's a change. So even if the danger's gone, you may still feel like there's a bear in the room, or your body is acting as if, and you may not understand why. Why am I having these symptoms? Why do I feel anxious? Why do I feel like I'm gonna, flip my lid when someone asks me a very simple question, like, what is going on with me? After trauma, we may not understand consciously what's going on. And that's because this trauma has rewritten your nervous system. There's a new pattern right? So even when the danger's gone, the alarm is still going off. It's still blaring. And your body is trying to react to this, what it believes is a threat. We call this hypervigilance, right? Or it could be a shutdown, right? So it could either go up or down. Either you're fighting or flighting, or you're freezing and dying. But either way, we're not in the happy middle ground anymore. These patterns aren't your fault, and they're not your enemy. They're really trying to help you. It's just your body's way of keeping you safe. People will say that they don't feel anything when they move, when they breathe. And this is also a form of protection. Right? This numbness is a way that your nervous system is managing what feels like too much. It feels like a free state is what we call it. In this case, we want to wait and we want to witness. We're not going to try to force any sensations. We're just giving our body time. And this class, for this reason, includes a chunk of lack of movement, a stillness. We're quiet for this reason. We lay and we allow ourselves to just be still. Then when the feeling comes back, when you're ready, that's when we'll start moving. And that's completely okay. You would not be alone in needing that. Feeling safe in your body can be a really challenging task when you've been traumatized. And that's understandable, right? Because your body feels like it's betraying you. And while it's trying to keep you safe, it feels that that's a really hard place to be. So in this class, we'll use predictable routines, very similar, very same flows that we'll build off of, the same cues and minimal surprises We'll have a little fun. We'll laugh where it makes sense. But the majority of the class will be very similar every week. We'll use clear exits where every movement allows stillness. There will always be an invitation. And with every invitation, there will be I'll say things like, if that doesn't feel right in your body, that's not available to your body. You can be still, or you can stay in a pose that's comfortable, or you can lay down flat and breathe. And that's okay. Only if you feel safe, you are welcome to rest. Safety is not assumed by me. It's earned through consistency and consent. Small movements can make a big impact when recovering from trauma. It's not necessarily a dramatic thing, right? It's micro, it's quiet. When we're moving intentionally, invitationally, and breathing, it's not necessarily a peak pose that we're looking for, a balance that we've worked into. It's more intentional. It's more a shoulder roll, recognizing a conscious inhale and a slower exhale, slowing down our systems. Choosing to place a hand on your heart. This is embodiment. This is seeing ourselves again, feeling ourselves again. These movements of presence is what we're looking for. Just being there within yourself. They rewire your nervous systems. Being there within yourself. They rewire your nervous system towards safety. Think consistency. Don't think intense. Integrating journaling and reflection is an integral part of this group. I'll offer you an invitation to reflect on something that the class is geared toward. And maybe grounding is what we're thinking about this one. I might ask you at the end, where in my body am I most grounded today? I'll give you an opportunity to reflect on, to journal. That is your vibe. Reflection helps tether this movement experience to some conscious awareness. We're bringing it from our body into our mind. And this will deepen the integration and the healing. I hope the participant will leave with a feeling that our body may not be our enemy. That gentleness can lead to a connection. Gentleness can work for healing. That you're experiencing calm, that you're capable of that. Hey, I felt calm. I felt grounded. I would love that. And that safety is possible. I can feel safe in myself, even if it takes time. I really hope that you'll join me in Wake Forest for his class.